Hello everyone, welcome to my research case study presentation. Today I'll be talking about one of the major negotiations that went down in 2014. This negotiation was between the cast of The Big Bang Theory and Warner Brothers Television. What was being discussed was a pay raise for the 5 main cast members of the show. Warner Brothers wanted the contracts, which were coming to an end, to be renewed without changes. As for the cast, they were requesting a pay raise per episode for the seasons to come. Parsons, Galecki, and Cuoco Sweeting were asking for $1 million per episode, as well as a higher share rate for the show. Halberg and Nayar, knowing that they were just as important to the show as the others, wanted to get close to the same pay as the other members of the cast. In keeping the contracts the same, the underlying interest for Warner Brothers Television is having the show at a low cost to get a higher revenue. As for the cast, their underlying interest is to earn more money for the work they are doing. Not only have they worked on the same show for 7 years, they have also built a huge fan base, which they are now known for. It is the cast's belief that it's their right to earn more money for what they have done for Warner Brothers. Throughout this negotiation, there were many strong techniques that were used. To start, there was evidence of objective criteria. It was said on many occasions that The Big Bang Theory was CBS's highest rated series. It was the #1 comedy on US television and the top show on Canadian television. There was also information that showed on season 7 finale there were 16.3 million viewers tuned in to watch. Lastly, it brings in a huge cash flow for the network because it reportedly topped the 30-second ad rate over everything except NFL last year, fetching $326,260 a spot. With having all of that objective criteria, Warner Brothers knew that the negotiation was not going too well on their end. The cast also used a dirty trick. They knew that they were heading into a new season and that their contracts were also coming to an end, so they used that to their benefit. They cornered Warner Brothers into doing what they wanted and getting their raises, since the show was to air in a month and a half and nothing had been filmed yet. There were BATNAs for both sides. Warner Brothers Television had only one other choice, which was to replace the cast and get other actors willing to do it for the lower salary. The cast would have to find other acting jobs. Parsons and Cuoco Sweeting already have side projects that are being worked on. Warner Brothers appreciated the work that the cast has done and how successful they made the show. In doing that, they decided to settle for a mutual benefit. They agreed to the cast's request for a pay raise, but the cast would have to sign a contract for the next 3 seasons, which would guarantee no other negotiations for salary raises, until there are talks for season 11. What went well in the negotiation is that the Warner Brothers came to the conclusion that the cast had the upper hand quickly. In doing so, they got to a mutual benefit that both sides agreed to. Unfortunately, what went wrong was that in the duration of the negotiation, information was leaked to the press. This created a large amount of drama and confusion for the parties at hand. Warner Brothers felt like victims since they were trying to negotiate instead of agreeing to terms at first hand. This made them even harder to convince. Negotiations for salaries happen very often in the entertainment industry. Unfortunately, with the process being in the limelight of the press, many things were taken the wrong way and were blown out of proportion. Without doubt, an agreement was reached. Parsons, Galecki, and Cuoco Sweeting received a contract with a $1 million per episode for the next 3 seasons, as well as a raise in the stake, making it 1% share of the show's back-end profits instead of the 0.25% they had before. There was also an agreement for the other 2 cast members, which resulted in also getting a large raise from $100,000 per episode to $800,000 per episode. This agreement will foster long-term positive relationships. Both the actors and Warner Brothers need each other to keep making money and stay successful. These are the references used for this presentation. Thank you for watching.